would gain him the same information.
No, don't say that. Say Jack. Got to think in the positive, right?
You're right.
I have to agree with that, but right now, Ryan, who's been playing so well all night, very aggressive. This time, it could be backfiring.
He's going to have to catch a king or two running cards to make a straight. Otherwise, the online tournament specialist is going to have to head back. Gramps is going to win this pot with 3 jacks. And Ryan, who I presume glows in the dark with that jacket on, is heading back out into the wilderness because he will be our 4th place finisher tonight.
Back to finger Peyton for Ryan Fissler, our 4th place finisher. Going to take home $228,000. It is over for him. We are down to 3 at the World Poker Tour. Stay with us. We're coming right back for more. I'm Vince Van Patten alongside my partner Mike Sexton. We're down to 3 players.
And what a triumvirate we have. Our chip leader, Glenn Whitmer, is a 67-year-old Canadian amateur playing at his first WPT final table. We've also got a WPT champion in the house, the Season 4 WPT Player of the Year, Gavin Smith.
Yeah, he is fun to watch. And there's Kathy Liebert. This is her 5th WPT final table without a win.
Well, Vince, one of these 3 is taking down the title and walking away with that cool $1.1 million first place prize.
All right, blind still 25 and 50. And
Gramps.
5,000 and Gramps. Very happy-go-lucky. Picks up a pair of jacks once again this evening.
Jacks have been very good to this guy at the final table. Vince made quads on one hand, won every time he's had them.
Kathy quickly folding, but Gavin Smith with a mid-pair, pair of 7s.
Well, he's just going to call, Vince. Not going to raise before the flop with the 2 7s.
A lot of respect for Gramps. Here comes our flop.
Flop comes 10-9-3. Gavin checking the 2 7s.
300.
And Glenn betting 300,000.
Yes, he is. He's got the overpair.
Well, Gavin has something like King Queen or Ace Queen. He's going to make the call with the 2 7s.
Yep, he is going to be stubborn here. A 3 on the turn, pairs the board.
Well, again, Gavin checks.
300.
And again, Glenn bets 300. And again, Glenn bets 300,000.
Oh, this grandpa's starting to get annoying. If you're Gavin Smith, pecking away at you.
Well, Gavin not believing all for another 300K.
Is down to the river card.
Well, an ace can either player because they're both going to fear their opponent has an ace in their hand.
Yeah, Gavin quickly checking it, and Gramps now looking a little confused. He's going to check it as well.
Going to check the 2 jacks, and he's going to take down the pot. And a nice pot it is, over 1.6 million. And there you see how happy Grandma is that Gramps took down another pot. And Vince, it's important to keep Grandma happy because then you get warm apple pie when you get home.
Well, what an opportunity here for Glenn Whitmer. He's an amateur player. Got in this tournament through a $170 satellite. It's just incredible. And he's got a chance at life-changing money here tonight on the WPT.
And Vince, we've seen the guy play nothing but mama papa poker, as we say. He just waits on a hand, he gets it, he bets it. That's simple. If you keep getting cards, you're going to take down a title. Here he's got 8-10 of hearts on the button, just throws that hand away, just like it's nothing. Well, Kathy thinks she's got something. She's in the small blind with the Queen Jack of diamonds, and she's going to raise it, make it 150,000 to go. And here comes Gavin with an ace-9 offsuit. Now these two have about the same amount of chips. Kathy slightly more than Gavin. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, Gavin has called this, of course. Here comes the first 3.
Oh, and what a flop it is. It's come ace-jack-3 with 2 diamonds. Kathy has flopped second pair and a flush draw. Gavin has top pair. Buckle up, folks. You could see some fireworks here.
And Kathy is going to come straight out with a $2,000 bet.
And we're sitting in Gavin's seat. You're going to raise it up. He makes it 670,000 to go.
Yeah, you want to find out where you are. But Kathy coming back over the top.
How about that play? When you have an ace-9 in this situation, even though you flop top pair, you are not liking it at all. At this stage, Gavin only has about $1 million left in chips. Does he want to set them all in here?
Well, this is the part of the tournament for both these players. Both led the same amount of chips.
Oh, I think it's a very tough call to make. Right now, he's out in front, but what a pot this is. Nearly $4 million in this pot. If Gavin Smith loses it, he'll be out in third place. If Kathy loses it, she'll be down to the
Queen, Jack, or
cloth.
diamond? Queen, Jack, or diamond?
Well, Kathy's mom trying to root her daughter in here. She needs some help. Needs a queen, jack, or a diamond.
Diamond.
Got 2 cards to catch one, though. Let's see if she can do it.
Here's the monster pot with 2 cards to come. Here comes the turn.
Well, the deuce of hearts comes off on the turn. Gavin says that's 1 card down and 1 to go. He knows she's got a lot of outs, as we say, to win this pot. Can he hold her off? He's done it. The 3 of clubs comes up. So Gavin Smith stays alive and takes down a nearly $4 million pot.
Huge run in the stocking there for Cat.
5.
Well, that look says it all. Kathy Liebert, who PT final table, has some more bad luck here. She is down to the cloth.
Complete pain and destruction at Niagara Falls. 5 times at a final table. Will the championship title still elude her? Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action in just a moment.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to get away from that hand no matter how.
I guess, yeah.
I got a flush draw and a pair. It's 50-50
Right now,
if he has
she
any.
is talking to herself, basically. Very desperate, Kathy Liebert,
And he doesn't have
imploding
that.
before our very eyes as the cards are dealt once again.
Well, she's down but not out yet, Vince.
If I play it that way.
Let's see if she can come back.
Action goes to Gavin Smith, who quickly mucks a 10-6 off suit.
And he gets out because he knows Kathy's going to be pot committed here. Doesn't matter what she has. And here Glenn with a queen jack looking to set her all in here.
200.
He's going to bet 200,000. Guess how many grandpas do we see wear sunglasses at the table? You got to love this guy.
Yep.
Well, Kathy just has an 8-7. She's in the blind, meaning she's got 50,000 of her money out there. So I think she's got to gamble with this hand, and she's done it. She's got 2 live cards.
7, Mom. Think 7s. Sevens. Come on, 7s. Or
Pot's got nearly 350,000 in it, so
She is remaining optimistic. Who knows? Can she come back?
well, she's got to win this pot to do it. The long journey begins with but a short step.
She's hanging in there.
By Glenn as he flops a pair of 2 running cards that are some combination of an 8 and a 7.
The hangover has started for Kathy.
Well, a 5 comes off. That's going to do it. Kathy Liebert drawing dead. She's going to be our 3rd place finisher tonight. Vince, she had a solid week of poker here. Just wasn't quite meant to be for her at this final table tonight.
$277,000 richer, though. Kathy Liebert, a lot of class right there. Just not to be for her 5th attempt at the World Poker Tour final table. She's not a champion right now, but we are down to 2 players.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today in the description below and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
He has about 3.8.
Chip count is I got 3.8 and Glenn's got a hell of a lot more than that.
The winner's going to take home close to 1.1 million. Runner-up about 532,000.
Gavin going for his 2nd WPT title. Glenn going for his 1st.
All right, it's going to Gavin Smith. Gavin this time with King 6 elects to just go.
Got 1.1 million in it, so he quickly chips away at the chip lead of Glenn Whitmer. Well, Vince, here's a little poker trivia for you. No player who's ever captured a WPT Player of the Year award has ever won a WPT event after that.
Thank you.
What an award, what an honor, what a kiss of death.
It's sort of like poker's version of being on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
It is.
Can Gavin Smith break that mold tonight?
All right, action going right back on Gavin. Well, Gavin not raising with
150.
King 10, but Glenn is going to raise with a Jack 10. He's made it 150,000 to go, and a quick call by Gavin. So
150
Gavin's
total,
not
or
going to play fast yet.
Yeah.
Well, here comes the flop. Ace, King, Deuce. Glenn has a gut shot straight draw, and he is going to bet. Gavin has 2nd pair.
And Graham says bet again, 250,000.
Well, Gavin's making the call.
Turn card coming up.
Oh, a 10 comes off. Gavin now has 2 pair. Well, Glenn shakes his head no, even though he's got a pair of 10s now in a straight draw.
Check.
And he meekly checks there.
Well, Gavin's going to bet $375,000.
Make it 700.
Gramps is going to try to steal this pot with just 10s.
750 would be your minimum, Glenn.
Yep, 750.
He is re-raised.
Unbelievable. He is check raised. Gavin Smith here on the turn. And you just wouldn't think an amateur player would do that with nothing. If you're sitting in Gavin's seat, believe me, folks, even though you've got 2 pair, you're afraid he's made a straight or he's got aces up here.
Flashy colors here, Gramps.
Well, Gavin has got him hemmed up pretty good in this spot. Gavin's about a 90% favorite to win this pot if he makes the call here.
It's a beautiful check raise, perhaps.
Well, maybe Gavin's thinking about just setting it all in right here.
Gramps, why are you doing this to me?
Whoa, impersonal.
He's trying to get Gramps to talk a little bit, but he is not doing it.
You had to bet out this tournament would be over, I guess. I'm gonna give her up, bro. Take her down.
Wow.
He lays down 2 pair, kings and 10s. The only card that Gramps could have caught to win this pot with was a queen, and he mucks his cards quietly.
Oh, who's the amateur and who's the pro in that one, Mike?
Oh, Vince, if Gramps would have turned his hand up there, Gavin would have
I
gone.
saw throughout the whole tournament, Gramps wasn't making moves, just playing his cards very solid.
Nice hand.
But
There's Gramps.
A little bit of everything. You got it all.
right, and with that, the antes are going up to 10,000. Blinds are going to be 30 and 60,000. As we see Gramps manage a very, very well-deserved smile there. Gavin this time with 8-5, just calling.
Well, Vince, it's obvious to me that Gavin is looking to play what we call small ball here. He just thinks he can just chip and grind his way up if he keeps these pots small. Glenn says give us a flop with a 7-9, and here comes the flop.
Well, they both get a piece of it here.
Yep, 7-6-5. Glenn's got top pair, Gavin's got bottom pair, but he's made a straight here on the turn. He now has an 8-high straight in the best hand.
And he's got Gramps betting at him.
Well, Vince, Gramps not too worried about the straight. He's betting the top pair, 200,000.
Okay.
Gavin is going to call with the straight. Now the deuce of spade comes on the river.
Gramps just not going to give this up. He is fighting for this every which way.
250.
He's going to bet again, 250,000.
Well, he's got top pair, Vince, but this is as much a defensive bet as an offensive bet. Gavin will wait no more. He's going to raise it right here with the 8-high straight. The crowd gasps as Gavin's been calling, and now all of a sudden on the river, he raises it to $1 million. Sunglasses come off here, and Gramps is wondering if he's got astigmatism or not. He says, wait a minute here, I was doing the bet here. What's going on now? Hand down, Vince said he's bet all the way through the pot.
Full.
But he is going to lay it down, and a good fold it is. So Gavin Smith taking down that pot with an 8-high straight.
Do you hire those guys, or?
Oh, I can't afford to.
All right, Gramps with a little sarcasm there, noting that Gavin has a good crowd behind him.
Well, this time Glenn looks at the king 10 on the button and just limps in. We're seeing a lot of limping in on the button, something you don't see often in these heads-up battles on the World Poker Tour.
King 10 up against Jack 5. Here's the flop.
Gavin's flopped a flush draw. Glenn out in front with the king high,
150.
and he's going to bet 150,000. Gavin calls him with the flush draw as it comes ace 7. Now the deuce of clubs comes on the turn.
Gavin checking again.
Well, both players checking on the turn. Now a jack comes off on the river. Gavin is now going to get the value bet in here with the 2 jacks, or at least try to. He bets 325,000,
Good call.
and he's been called by the king high. Gavin turns up the jacks. Then mucks his cards quietly. Now, Glenn, when you say call, you got to put the money in the pot.
Muck.
I didn't call.
Little senior moment here for Glenn.
Why would I muck my hand?
Because I showed my jack.
Threw my hand in. Good call.
Presumably you couldn't beat the jack.
Well, even though he's an amateur, this is sort of a pro move. Could have saved some money if that worked.
No problem. Good hand.
Gavin Smith turning the table here. Will he take home his second WPT title? We will see. We're coming back with more action in just a moment. Right now, what a heads-up battle we are seeing. Glenn Whitmer, Gramps, 8.2 million. Gavin Smith with about 5.4. Let's go to the table. Action's going to Gavin.
And he limps in on the button with a king jack.
And now Glenn Whitmer, Gramps has ace deuce.
Well, and he's going to raise it 200,000 more.
Gavin going to call that.
Well, quickly Gavin calls it. Gavin trying to play small ball, as we say, but not working here. Comes ace, queen, jack. Glenn has flopped two aces. He's got top pair, and a straight draw.
Yep, and Glenn has bet $500,000 into Gavin.
Well, Vince, if Gavin has a chink in his game, I believe that he forces things a little too much with hands just like this, bottom pair and a straight draw, trying to outdraw his opponent.
Well, he has called this. Turn card, irrelevant.
Well, the three of diamonds comes off.
500.
And I say that because if a 10 or a king comes off, chances are you're not going to get any money out of your opponent anyway because they're going to fear you have a straight.
Well, it's another $500,000 bet.
Well, looks like it's going to be another $500,000 called.
Gramps, the more aggressive in this heads-up battle. And Gavin is going to call it, hoping to get lucky.
A huge pot now, 2.5 million in there.
River card coming up.
Well, five of spade comes off. Well, Gramps is going to check his two aces here. Gavin checks right behind him. Glenn Whitmer is going to take down this pot. With top pair, the two aces are going to stand up. And Gavin Smith, former WPT Player of the Year, going for his second WPT title tonight, takes a hit there. Then some would call that a self-inflicted wound.
Gavin is looking very perplexed right now. Disillusioned.
Vince, it's tough to get all the way down to play for these titles. And when you're up against an amateur player, a 67-year-old amateur who got in this tournament $170 satellite, it's an opportunity you're not going to have often. Gavin wants to take advantage of his experience.
Of here, that's his tactic.
Well, he's been out-flopped again. It's come Queen Jack 4 with one spade.
Gavin has bet $100,000.
500.
Gramps bets $500,000. He just comes right over the top with second pair and takes down the pot. A nice raise there by Gramps, but in my view, Gavin played that hand a little puzzling. Didn't raise before the flop and then let out and bet on the flop when it come Queen Jack 4.
He knows it too. I mean, he knows he's making mismoves there, that he should have played it a different way, so he's getting frustrated.
No soup for you.
I love Seinfeld. Don't be pulling Seinfeld quotes
Well,
on
Vince,
me.
he's still got a few more chips than when he started this heads-up battle, so no sense getting frustrated yet.
Well, he's got a wired pair of fives, and once again, not going to raise, just calling.
I can tell you he's going to raise, and that's Glenn Whitmer. He's got ace-king suited.
500.
He's going to push with a quality hand. And what do you do if you're Gavin?
When you've got a pair playing heads up, that is a strong hand. Chances are your opponent doesn't.
All in.
So he's going to go all in here, but he's quickly called by Glenn with the ace-king. We have a race situation, folks, and Gavin Smith's tournament life is on the line.
Gotta win one race.
He's out front with the two fives.
Gotta win one race.
He's up against the ace-king. And if Glenn Whitmer wins this pot, he'll become the second oldest champion
Gotta win one race,
in
bro.
the history of the World Poker Tour, second only to the legendary Doyle Brunson. If Gavin wins this pot, however,
How about a 5 one time, young man?
he'll be the massive chip leader in this heads-up battle.
67-year-old Glenn Whitmer, retired real estate broker with a chance of a lifetime to take out Gavin Smith, a former WPT Player of the Year, a true great in the game. And right now, Glenn, Gramps at the table with a big opportunity. Here's the flop.
Well, the flop comes Queen Jack Deuce. Now this gives Glenn a straight draw.
10.
So he needs an ace or a king or a 10.
Let's see the turn.
Now the board pairs jacks. Gavin groans there because he now knows a queen can beat him as well. Gavin's still a 70% favorite to win the pot, though. He's got to dodge an ace, a king, a queen, or a 10.
He would become the new chip leader. Things would flip-flop. Here comes the river card.
Oh, it's an ace. Oh, and there you see the grimace on Gavin Smith's face. And, folks, let me tell you something. He takes beats as well as anybody out here on the tour, and you can see how much he wanted it by the pain he showed right there.
Gramps has done it. A huge upset. Glenn Whitmer, he's our champion. $1.1 million richer.
Well, Gav, call him champs. He's the new champion on the World.